KBOI 2 News, first at 4.
With only 5 days left until the election, the presidential campaign has entered the courtroom.
In fact, in Las Vegas, a federal judge will soon decide whether to issue a restraining order against Donald Trump supporters who might harass voters at polling places. Trump has called on his backers to turn out in droves Election Day to monitor polling places for possible voter fraud. KBOI 2's Scott Logan is live. He's in the newsroom with how that might play out here in Idaho.
Well, it could get kind of chaotic if indeed a bunch of Trump supporters show up at the polls on Election Day hoping to be sort of impromptu poll watchers. But Idaho law is very specific on the requirements to be a poll watcher. If you want to be a poll watcher this Election Day in Idaho, the first thing to know is the deadline to register has come and gone.
There's a very specific process to register to be a poll watcher and to be permitted inside the polling area. The deadline to become a poll watcher has already passed. That was last week.
The law allows one person from each party to have a poll watcher at a specific voting location, as well as one person representing a candidate or group of candidates. But they must register and wear a name tag identifying their position. Above all, they cannot interfere with the election. A person cannot just show up and start looking over a voter's shoulders. That easily becomes voter intimidation.
Even if it's a poll watcher and they begin to disrupt the process or interfere with someone else's right to vote, we'll ask them to leave or we'll have them removed from the polling location.
State law also forbids any electioneering or campaign signs within 100 feet of any building where an election is being held, and it's against state law to block doors and prevent free access to polling places. Violation of these laws could result in a $1,000 fine. Election workers I talked to in Ada County say people generally comply with the law without a problem. If a person comes to vote, say, and they've got a T-shirt on with the candidate's name or whatever, then they will go back to the parking lot and put on a jacket or even turn the T-shirt inside out, and there really hasn't been much of a problem. Live in the newsroom, Scott Logan, KBOI 2 News.
Now, that Nevada lawsuit is one of 4 filed in states that include Arizona, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Democrats say they fear vigilante voter intimidation, but Republican Party officials say the lawsuits are simply a partisan political stunt.
New at 4, election workers in Ada County are putting their ballot machines to the test. KBOI 2's Kelsey McFarland is live in Boise to show us how this will make sure that the results come out right on Election Day.
Well, Brandy, it all happens in this room behind me. Election workers run test ballots through these machines in this room, already knowing what the outcome should be. Ada County calls this the logic and accuracy test, and make sure the machines are reading ballots accurately. Previously, they tested over 8,000 ballots. This afternoon, they ran through another 1,000, and they invited the public to watch. The testing of these systems is the same every year, but with the high-stakes election this year, they added security testing. They check the security of the equipment and the room they're in, and this will all be locked up after today. Now, to add to those security measures, they also say the entire voting process is offline to prevent cyber attacks. Live in Boise, Kelsey McFarland, KBOI 2 News.